When I first started in my career, I was always concentrated on the very small detail. However, what I've learned is that it's so important to be able to take a step back and look at the bigger picture and how the small details actually contribute to the overall business success. I actually knew quite early on that I wanted to get into finance. There's something really satisfying about making an equation work. I then worked for EY in London, where I've learned all the groundwork of finance that I've been able to take into my future career. I have joined Pairs 2.5 years ago as the head of finance. Pairs is a relationship app for existing couples. We try to help them stay in love through providing daily conversation starters as well as expert advice. On an ongoing basis, I look after all finance functions, so anything from payroll to management accounts, forecasting, and cost management, of course. Pairs is a fully remote company, and we all love working from home. However, we really appreciate the time that we get to spend face-to-face. So we use this co-working space in London to meet with colleagues on a very flexible basis. And coming to the office, I always feel inspired by having informal chats with other team members. Collaboration is absolutely key. It's dog-friendly, so I can bring both of my dogs in, although they are typically not well-behaved enough to be brought in. We also have amazing facilities, a lot of activities. So, for example, every Wednesday we have Wellness Wednesdays, also organises classes. So we've previously done Paint and Sip, which is a really good way to socialise, not just with our own team, but also all the other people using the co-working space. Working from a co-working space, you have a much clearer cut-off time to go home, so it's quite good for keeping boundaries during the day. I tend to spend my time commuting, reading a good book. I've got a 40-book reading target this year. We were absolutely delighted when we found out that Paired won the Power to the People Player Award. It was such a great recognition for all the work we've done in the finance team. We really believe in a freedom within a framework concept. What that means is we will provide general guidance to our team members, but then we allow a lot of judgment for everyone to be able to make with their own expenditure. And I think that has been really groundbreaking for us to be able to introduce that into the finance process. One piece of advice I would give to aspiring finance professionals is don't be afraid to ask questions. Finance is always evolving and we are all learning alongside. So don't be scared to ask questions. It's all about learning and developing and getting to that next level.